It is Wednesday. We're pleased to be with head coach of the Abbotsford Heat, Troy G. Ward. Wednesdays with Ward, our chance weekly to catch up on what's going on with the club. Quentin Lang seems to be the story of the week. It sounds like he might be ready for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, Quentin, Ryan has practiced the last 2 days with us here. He's been a lot of it last week on his own a little bit. Stitches have come out, seems to be well prepared, and he's a feather in our cap to get back. Obviously, he's our leader.
John Rowe we've seen on ice. Is there a timeline for him? Is that more murky? Where does he stand?
Well, John has progressed really hard. It's just been behind the scenes, so to speak. We were obviously on the road for 11 days there, and, he's progressing. He's just skating at more of a leisure pace, but he's been able to ramp it up because he's probably one of our top condition guys. So his recovery time has been a lot faster than we'd hoped. And I say hoped in terms of like long term. So he seems to be ready. He practiced hard today. Really, it depends on how he responds tomorrow morning and how he feels in the pregame skate. But he could be in as early as this weekend or even tomorrow night. Like, we've wanted him back, but at the same time, hoping that he'd be back is more at the right time. But he seems to be ahead of schedule, and he feels really good.
So you've got a glut of bodies now up front, also considering you've got two ATO forwards that have arrived on the scene. Good thing, bad thing, or to be determined, because there's a whole bunch of different variables. You've got chemistry, you've got a lot of size and experience, but these things all sort of pull in different directions, don't they?
Yeah, they do pull in different directions. I think you're correct in saying there's good with the bad. The numbers indicate, the coaching staff has to manage numbers differently, and our communication has to change in some ways as to how we let people know and when they're in and when they're out, and how we manage the team on a day-to-day basis. The good is it makes for a healthy competition. This time of year, we want to be playing our best hockey, and the only way that happens usually is to feel like you've got to earn your spot and earn your space, and that's kind of happening with our team right now. And so it's a real good thing. It's a healthy thing for our team, but at the same time, it's a different way to manage the hockey team.
Sunday was a big game, and probably, I would suggest, your most impressive comeback win of the season, given the time of year, how tight the playoff standings are. You're down 3-0, coming off a tough loss at home. Let's go back to Sunday and maybe just what that win meant, maybe beyond for you, but even just for the team, or just on different levels, how big that win was.
Well, it was big because I think what it does is it creates hope in the room. It creates some hope. This time of year, a lot of times what you look like at this time of year in March is an indication of how you may look in April. And that game, in terms of starting that way, obviously isn't the way we want to start. But at the same time, the biggest reality of that is it gives the players and the fans that will follow the Heat like hope, like this team can get behind and has the ability to come back. So, that part I'm excited about. Obviously, we don't want to manage out to a 0-3 start, but at the same time, it is reality, it is life. I think we're going to be down 0-3 or 0-2 again sometime this year. And what it does now, it gives us something to draw upon, is to say that if we manage a good hockey game from that point on, we have a chance.
Two big milestones reached. Ben Walter, 400 AHL points. That's achieved on Sunday. And Krys Kolanos, for a guy as prolific a scorer as he is, that was his first 5-point game. Safe to say that's your Batman and Robin offensively, those two guys?
Yeah, they have been, and it seems to kind of go in, whenever we kind of hit stride, it's because of those two guys. I would say the other guy that was an indication this year was certainly Clay Wilson at times when he has good games, and then certainly Johnny Rowe when he was a part of the line with Kolanos and Walter. So those two guys seem to indicate the tempo we play at, the confidence we play at, how we dictate the bench and our line changes. They do a lot of good things that any team would want, and so they both deserve the awards they got in terms of, it wasn't an award but a 5-point day. That's a huge award in one day, and certainly Ben Walter has been there every day, hasn't missed a game all year, and to get his 400th career point is pretty special, and it's a milestone. It's great to be a part of it.
Chicago Wolves come in 2 games in 2 nights. This building has a different dynamic with it being the Canucks farm team. Combine that with a tight playoff race, there's certainly some distractions you're going to have to deal with. How do you approach that as a coach?
Well, we'll focus, 98% or 99% on us and what we do and how we manage a hockey game and how we play and our tempo and the skating speed that we play at. Like, that's what our focus will be. I think that, your point about the crowd and being this Vancouver's farm team that's here and the proximity for all the people that live in the area that want to support the Vancouver Canucks, I support that as well. I think that's right. We'll just draw upon their energy because they'll either be really happy that we're doing what we're doing and they'll have to cheer, or they're going to be real quiet, and maybe we'll just have a nice quiet building, and that'll be a good thing. But we'll see. We've got a group of Heat fans out there that really support us. and we look forward to their cheers and just the more people in here. Like, my point being is that it'll be a good atmosphere, and that's the type of atmosphere you want to be at your best.
Absolutely. Just 8 games left. We look forward to chatting with you down the road here as the stretch run continues. Thanks for your time today.
You're welcome.